Watch and burn.
Hey everyone, so tonight I want to discuss Conflict's 1989 album, full length, just scrapes by actually. It's 33 minutes long, and like I said, that is 1989's Against All Odds. Now, I've always considered this full length to be more of an EP. I mean, the title track, Against All Odds, is like 15 minutes long, and it's essentially 4 or 5 songs rolled into one, which is absolutely killer, but at the same time it's kind of frustrating because if you like one part over another part, you have to extract that and possibly put it on a cassette tape, assuming you're going back far enough. As of now, you'd have to toss it into some digital audio workstation and hack the song up that way in order to get to your favorite chunks. So it's cool that there's like a 14-minute song that opens this record, but at the same time, it's not exactly the most fan-friendly thing that they could have done. Slaughter of Innocence is on here. Now that song is so incredibly well written and so incredibly sad, and it's so honest about, it's just discussing how one poverty-stricken family's attempt at hoping things go better for their kids, despite the fact that they know that it probably won't. I mean, he promised what he couldn't give, the master stole his words, heard to be the glory, but the servant never heard. That essentially, well, that not only sums up the song really well, which of course those were the lyrics from the end of Slaughter of Innocence, but that also sort of sums up Conflict's entire worldview, is that if you're poor, the government is looking to fuck you. Plain and simple. And I love this record because Against All Odds, there's a couple songs in there, or a couple parts in that I absolutely love. Slaughter of Innocence is on here, A Message to Who is on here, and I also love how Conflict was one of those punk bands that never really took issue with sort of incorporating more electronic elements from time to time into their music. And A State of Mind, which is the last track on this record, is a perfect example of that. It's mostly, I don't know if you'd classify it as electronic or industrial or what. I see this as being more of an industrial track than anything else. It's very, very mid-1980s Skinny Puppy, sort of, except the production here is a lot cleaner. Actually, you know what? In a way, A State of Mind reminds me a little of My World by Guns N' Roses. Or wait, no, better yet, My World by Guns N' Roses, which is the closer on Use Your Illusions 2, reminds me quite a bit of A State of Mind, which is the closing track on this LP. Which again, this record, this is not a full length for me. I'm sorry, this is an EP. It barely scrapes by the 30-minute mark, so to me this feels better when I discuss it more along the lines of an EP, because this record just feels too brief. And then you toss in the fact that the first song's 14 minutes, and then the last song is not punk, it's more industrial. It's going to split the fan base somewhat. People are either going to love this record or they're going to hate this record because of that. To me, I love industrial, so I thought this record ending on a more electronic note was really cool. But I do hate how there's a couple parts in Against All Odds, there's a couple minutes here and a couple minutes there that I absolutely love, but it's difficult to get to because I find myself having to fast forward and rewind, and fast forwarding and rewinding with a CD is a pain in the ass. I don't like doing it, and I feel like I'm damaging the disc in some way, or my disc player or whatever. So this record is incredibly fun, but I just wish that they had chopped up Against All Odds, the title track, into individual tracks instead of lumping them all together. It's mainly my big complaint. My favorite song on here is absolutely Slaughter of Innocence. The writing, the lyrics are absolute poetry, and they're so on point, and they're so affecting, and they're so honest, and they're just so brutal. And it's so it's exactly what I'm looking for from a band like Conflict. But yeah, look, I am going to go. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes while I discuss Conflict's 1989 full length, and that is Against All Odds. Like always, if you like this review, don't forget to do something nice for somebody, but please, most importantly, do not forget that the world is a better place because you are in it. I'm gonna go. Have a good night.